Good Wednesday evening, friends and neighbors. Tesweegie at the desk with the flying purple baseball beaters and licking my wounds. That was a tough way to end the 1999 postseason. We won 6-2 in Game 6. We lost in extras in Game 7. Roberto Hernandez blew the save. Derek O'Coin comes in, does a job. Paul Wilson, we give him a job, and he fails. And Greg McMichael, our old closer, comes in and seals the deal for the Phillies. So that makes it 2 years in a row with two different teams that Greg McMichael has won the World Series. And that's forced me to reflect a little bit. Hey, EVC! Thank you for announcing the resub. Automatically resubscribed, and thank you much for the raid. This is the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters, my Colorado Rockies restart. So I'm taking a look at my pitching staff, and I'm realizing I need to make some changes. That fly ball pitchers, even if their PBAPIP is good, still don't do well in Coors, and especially don't give guys like Carlos Guillen and Willie Bloomquist a chance to do what they do best. So I'm going to try and mix more neutral pitchers, more PBAPIP guys with ground ball tendencies. So if we take a look at salary arbitration, I am letting a lot of people walk. Yeah, right? I got him off waivers because I needed a pitcher. So, Benez walks, Bryant walks, Wickman walks, Christensen gone, Cole gone. Okay, Vincent Cole though. Does he have RBers? Alright, he's out of options, so we're just going to let him walk. Davis, we're going to qualify. Dryford walking. Morgan walking. Gilbert Cabrera does not deserve $1.1 million. Sorry. And Frank Bollock. But the trade we're going to make should probably fix that. Because we've got this kid by the name of Marcus Thames. See? He's really stinking good. Number 2 prospect, already sporting a 60 home run power and 70 and 65 I. Hit the walk-off home run in our division clinching sweep of the Giants. 1.1 wins above replacement in 38 starts. Pretty solid. Small problem, where do you fit him? Over Griffey? No. Over Bernie, our team captain? Probably, but the small problem is Bernie's our captain. He's been good for 3 wins above replacement the last few years. And although we have him signed long-term, $3.2 million isn't half bad. Also, we can't trade him because he's injured. So that leaves Larry Walker. Larry, who, after we acquired him, still hasn't quite delivered on the promise without getting injured, and now he's fragile, so the trade I had lined up, and y'all can tell me if this is like me going off my rocker here, is to send Larry Walker and Tony Kogan, decent enough prospect in AA, to the Minnesota Twins for Matt Morris, ground baller with decent movement in PBAPIP, Bartolo Colon, big you-know-what, and Scott Connor, who definitely could pitch in the rotation or just as likely throw out of the bullpen with 65 stuff. I like how this looks. So that's That's where my head's at. Is there anyone here I'm missing that we could look at getting from the Twinsies? The twins have goo-goo eyes and are seeing a really big bat. I think that's what they're going for. Ooh, that's a name. Stuckenschneider. Do they have anyone on their prospects we could steal? Brandon Phillips. Already traded once. Sean Burrows is an interesting looking prospect. Will they add him? Okay, that's not a no. Burrows could make some noise as like a utility infield dude for us. More likely we put him in AAA because he put up 5.7 wins above replacement in AA. Who do we give away though? Eric Ireland? Steve Stemley, though. Or Calvin Tanton. First base catcher type with a big power bat that I just don't see making the big club. Yeah, let's offer Stemley. Alright, this is the deal. Yeah, what are the Twins doing? Not my problem. Fans are shocked we lost Walker. Fans are happy that we got Connor, though. So now we gotta go give all these guys their ARB amounts. Otherwise, we'll lose them, and that's not good. Alright, let's give him yay much. No, you're not getting a starting rotation spot guaranteed, Bart. Matt Morris. Morris wants to go long-term. That's actually not a bad deal. The question is he worth it? He was ridiculously good in St. Louis. But is that a flash in the pan? I got burned once by doing a long-term deal with a guy I just acquired. Or a starting pitcher. A guy by the name of Glenn Dishman. Y'all remember him? You're going to get a one-year deal. Okay, let's fix that. There we go. And then Scotty Connor. So we just saved a boatload of cash. And we've preemptively moved some guys into DFA just so we don't have to have them on our 40-man. Yeah, Morris, Brown, Wilson, Cologne, Washburn. That looks like a really good starting rotation. Eager to see Hector Almonte continue to do well. Maybe that gives us enough money to actually give. No, we don't have the money to extend Derek O'Coin. My owner wants me to. But the thinking is this should actually help us out with our pitching-ish. Greg Mullins is an interesting guy. Curveball cutter, lefty. You know what? Nope. Let's just get to the awards. And we crashed. Yay! So glad I saved just before doing the trade. So let's add Burrows back into the deal. Yeah, we joked that Dishnet put him into my game. We actually gave him jersey number 34 just for the occasion. He sort of became like a fan favorite among the club. And Lord knows Dish is not above adding players to my games. Emi Kanegi Jr., anyone? Alright, so we gotta redo that trade now. Thanks to my game going boom. Did all my ARB offers at least go out? Yes, cool. So let's go trading block, pending, discuss. Sean Burrows for Scott Stemley. Boom. And like before, I have to give Patrick Mahomes the credit from the Out of the Park subreddit. Best way to get a player to sign an extension or an one-year deal during arbitration, offer 95% of their ARB estimate plus $1. They almost always accept. There we go. Game don't crash. Game don't crash. There we go. I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing R.A. Dickey become our team's closer. Mr. 70p Babip Suppress. The Knuckle King. Alright, Darren Dreifert was claimed. Felix Hinojosa. I forget what I offered you originally for. Let's go figure that out. Usual off-season stuff. AZLDE. Alright, Sparchino. Darren Dreifert heads off to Baltimore. I guess we could have traded for him. Oh well. Or traded him away. Alright, most of our ARB eligibilization deals are starting to come in. We're just waiting on Morris, Washburn, and Michelli. And that's helped get our payroll down to something closer to what our actual budget will allow. Looking at 39 million next season. So maybe we got to go to $8 for our ticket price. Keep the scouting and dev budgets as they are. Not going to goose them yet. Okay, we got most of our staff updates. Matt Morris, sticking around. Also worth noting, I did do some personnel changes. Ed Stroud has been promoted from AAA manager to primary bench coach. Steve Cleaver has also been promoted as our new hitting coach. I mean, Stroud has won Manager of the Year 2 years running. I felt like it was time for him to be promoted. Problem is, John Donaldson is really, really good at teaching 3 things. All right. Let's see, did we get any Golden Gloves? I mean, it'd be great to have Ismael Valdez available too, but he tore his UCL in the postseason, so probably not going to be available till next postseason. Carlos Guillen wins another Golden Glove at shortstop. That makes it 3 in a row. There's a reason CG9 is staying long term. Absolute stud. One of the best. This guy won Golden Glove for second? Mike Metcalf? Voters. Porque. Yeah, Hidalgo is really stinking good in this. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Oh, some other early trades. Troy Fortin for Mike Drzembeck. Interesting deal. Astros and Phillies making a trade. Keith Lulawa, World Series champion last season. Matt Diaz. JD Drew. And for... Whoa! Okay! Phillies stocking up are going to be a problem. They just got Justin Morneau, number 17 prospect, and Bobby freaking Abreu. Sorry, fiddling with volume sliders here. There we go. That's more like it. That's a problem, because Bobby Abreu now joins Jason Bass and Mark Kotze with a World Series championship Phillies team. Gang, we might be kind of in trouble. That is a big honking deal. Oh, Chris Bosio has called it a career, heading to public office. The Rays have already traded hands once. They only existed for 1 season. Sorry, 2 seasons. And they got worse. Jericho Coyne getting some votes for Rollade's Relief Man of the Year. More trades coming through. Brian Buringer, Brian Oliver. That's a decent player. For Donnie Leone and Pete Tucci. Tucci seems interesting, but that's a DH. Speckhard for Rick Helling. Interesting deal. Joe Thurston, minor league player. for Douglas Ketchen and Chris Woodward. Woodward seems like an awesome choice. Played well in AAA. Silver Sluggers. Hey, Jared Washburn, way to go. And Ken Griffey Jr., of course. Of course, 8.8 wins above replacement. Do any of my ARB eligible guys... Can I swap any of these folks? I mean, might as well get something for nothing. I think Yolbert Cabrera might be valuable to some folks. Oh, there we go. We got some options. Some expensive ones. Micah Franklin. Yikes. 36-year-old on arbitration. Ain't service, manipulation grand. Van Poppel and Isringhausen from the Mets. Nah, we're just gonna let Yocap walk. I'm okay with that. These three guys have been granted their release. At least our future salaries are starting to go down. That's good. I guess we gotta call Pablo Ortega up at some point. I really am expecting him to be a stud starter at some point. Might be this year. Travis Hafner of the Florida Marlins, a unanimous Rookie of the Year. In his rookie season, popped off with 52 home runs. Yep, that's a good player. Question is, did Marcus Timms keep his rookie eligibility? Because he could be the case for 2000. Cy Young, Pedro Martinez, absolutely no surprise. Also no surprise, no Rockies. Candiotti, who blew out his labrum, was one of the reasons why the Athletics did not advance too far in the postseason, wins it in a contested match against Brian Scott of the Yankees. Oh, that's a very good-looking player. And Luis Pineda. I mean, we had Candiotti, we just couldn't afford to keep him. Something about knuckleballs and Coors, man. It's fun. And the most valuable player, not Ken Griffey Jr. or Carlos Guillen, Chipper Jones in a very contested match. I mean, Chipper is really stinking good. And on a very team-friendly contract. Wow. All right, not Dwight Gooden, Derek Gooden heads to Milwaukee for Will Brunson. Not Larry Walker, Ron Walker is traded. It's like just some minor nibbling around the edges. Luis Estrella could be an interesting prospect. Ditto for Celta, number 78 prospect, going from Baltimore to Atlanta. So some interesting trade wins being blown around here in the early offseason. Ryan Klesko, after 1 year in Oakland, sent to the Diamondbacks. No money retained, so the rest of that $5.1 million per year deal. I mean, he was good for Oakland, batted 300, 5.1 wins above replacement, 48 dingers. This is purely Oakland Javier Chapa, interesting option. Edgar Ramos, whoosh. And amazing name, Giuseppe Chiaramonte. Okay, that's the start of the deal there. It's a good-looking catcher prospect. All right, take a look at the off-season center. Not too bad in terms of wins above replacement lost. Diamondbacks, the clear early lead along with the Phillies. Brogna. Interesting. Batalico's up for signing. Could be an interesting choice, depends on how much money we have. Roger Clemens hangs up the cleats at age 37. After Glenn Dishman is available. Would we want to bring Glenn Dish back? I want to talk about someone who got ruined by PBABIP's introduction. So we came up actually a little bit ahead on the trade for Walker. Cologne, Morris, Connor, all expected to contribute in a big way next season. I'm not sure what the Astros are thinking, giving up Bobby Abreu. Baltimore's just claiming everyone on waivers. Jorge Posada heads to free agency. That's interesting to see. Athletics decided to get worse. All right, Pete Tucci was actually a valuable player last season for the Chicago White Sox and Arizona Diamondbacks. 24 home runs. And now he is a flappy boy. Quantrill is an interesting idea. Let's take a look at the PBABIP. So yeah, Scott Morgan, we declined arbitration with. Yeah, and he's asking for too much money. It's a shame. His PBABIP didn't quite work out. I'm curious what Quantrill would work. I mean, 480k isn't that bad. Yeah, let's do that. If he can contribute out the bullpen or in the starting rotation, either way is good. Big home run suppression, decent PBABIP, decent control too. Where did our coin go? All right, free agents haven't hit the market yet. Right. Who is a Cornelio Garcia and why is he available? Very interesting option. All right, Derek O'Coin. All right, so okay, this is this is an interesting deal. Adding Edgardo Alfonso. Oh, he's fragile though. Ugh. Oh, he's so good though. I mean, it's all day-to-day stuff. We just traded away a fragile good batter. Why is the Mets offering us this guy for Harville? He is not a starter, though. He is definitely a really good reliever. Mike Colangelo, who is going to be one of our bench bats. And Jason Phillips. Yeah, no. I can't give up Colangelo. No, I'm just going to decline this deal. Alfonso is tantalizing, but I don't see us making this deal work. All right, so now that free agents have filed, here's what our rotation looks like. Morris, Brown, Wilson, Colon, Washburn. Dickey closes with Almonte and Michelli. Connor, Ortiz, Davis, and Blake Stein. Looks pretty good to me. No PBAPIPs below 50. Some decent home run prevention. Wilson, he's going to be the issue, I think. A lot of ground ballers in the rotation. So we're slowly transforming what this team looks like. And I think we got to force start Bernie to left instead of center field. Timms has earned the spot at center field. Colangelo is our DH. Yes, I like that idea. Oh, now Bernie's fragile too? Oh, man. But at least at 3.2 million, you know, we've got Colangelo right behind him, able to lend a hand. So let's give him 50 to start. So because we let so many guys go, you know, we have the ability to take a serious look. Like, we need to improve our bench more than anything. McDonald and Warren Morris are interesting options up the middle. I wouldn't trust them. And we've got guys like Orlando Cabrera, McGregor Byers. We've got guys who are about to hit Rule 5 eligibility who I don't see making the club. Maybe we call up Belvani Martinez, maybe. Calvin Tanton. Let's take a look at the Double-A team. Yeah, Kim and Burrows absolutely need to be sent up. Send down Thorne. And leave it as that for now. Saul Rivera, at least, is slowly growing up in prominence. Finally made it to the Double-A club. 1997 second round pick. The Toronto Blue Jays lost the most WAR in at free agency. Knobloch, Bell, Jeffries, and of course, Carlos Delgado, who can now command the King Carlos-sized King ransom for his services. 64 home runs as a catcher last season. Whoever's got money this offseason has the potential to swing for the fences and be really stinking good. Let's take a look at third base. I don't want to sign anyone who's like type A or type B or fragile for that matter. Joe Randa's an interesting option. That may be a wait and see. Ditto for Jim Thome. Strikes out a lot, yeah, but I like the home run potential. Bit Roberts, Gruber, Chris Sabo, Kevin Seitzer's Orchestra. It's not that I don't trust Steve Martin, it's that the fact is every single time we've tried to play the guy, he ends up losing his starting spot in spring training and then fighting his way back. He also profiles more as a second baseman, even though he's playing third. Thing is, our second baseman is Willie Bloomquist, and we're not moving him off that spot. So I guess we're in the long haul for now, just to wait and see what the market shakes out. Like the rotation, really like the bullpen. I do not see a upgrade option out there. Jay Meyer is interesting. 1.3 wins above replacement and 35 saves. $2.2 million, though. I mean, we have the money. Now our player payroll's back down to where it should be, so we can always add. I just don't want to add without good reason. Cal Eldred keeps calling to me as an option. Because all of our high PBAPF guys are, as you notice, flyball or extreme flyball, and that don't work in Coors. Kevin Garner, though. I mean, yes, the walks per 9 is a big issue. I like the home run suppression, though. Yeah, maybe not him. Let's take a look at this PBAPF suppress filter I've got. So Meyer really stands out. Terlachek would just be a bullpen dude. Old man Dwight Gooden. No, I think he's cooked. Well and cooked. Aaron Dorlack. Interesting spot starter. ARB eligible. Still has a minor league option. Yeah, let's give him a minor league deal. Let's take a look at our pitching, our batting potential. Would love to get a better third baseman. We're not going back to Brocious. Kevin Young. Oh, Fragile and Type B. Pass. I want guys who aren't already hurt. I feel like if we wait on Thome or Randa, their prices could come down and we could actually bring them in. I mean, Steve Martin is a pending free agent. I think we wait. Maybe we address it via trade. What about catcher? I mean, yes, there's Carlos Delgado. There's also Ivan Rodriguez. Colbrun, though. Let's see if Colbrun is interested in joining the club. I think, like, as a minor league guy, backup in case Jason Phillips or Mike Maxudian goes kablooey. I think that plays. We're nibbling around the edges, I know. Mostly, I'm just trying to avoid overspending our budget. I want Thames or Tins to be our top dude. Oh, thank you, Dave. Much appreciated. And if Ismael Valdez is healthy, I'm eager to see how this offseason shakes out. I'm always happy to be the opportune type. It's very rare I just go beelining in for someone. Wow, lots of trades. I'm kind of interested by Cornelio Garcia. Offer a minor deal. Orlando Hudson and John Weber to the Twins. Twins offload Brad Radke. 95% of his contract. So pending free agent. Eric McRae and his 100 stuff are going to Oakland. I had my eye on him because 100 stuff. Steve Neal looks like a prize, very much reminiscent of a Travis Lee. And then there's Shane Victorino, who is number 57 prospect and probably better suited for an outfield spot than second base. Alright, so let's see who we can vote into the Hall of Fame this time. George Brett. Gary the Kid Carter. Andre Dawson. Pudge. Goose. Guidry. Keep Keith Hernandez on the ballot. Tommy John. Is it weird that there's two pitchers who have a nickname of Terminator, Jeff Reardon and Tom Henke? Keep Steve on the ballot. And throw a sop to, actually, let's ditch Guidry. Go with Robin Yount. A sop to EVC and get Fernando Valenzuela on the ballot. A lot of options out there for people who want to make some noise. Juan Gonzalez, batting title, 60 home runs. Edgardo Alfonso got sent to the Phillies. No! Oh my goodness, they have created a monster. Diamondbacks want to send us this guy for Josh Hall. No. No, that's a dumb deal. Juan Gonzalez to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Whoa! That is a big, big signing. Tampa Bay pulling off their Griffey Jr. signing. Carlos Delgado returns to the Blue Jays. Wow! Yikes! Not that he isn't worth every single penny, but yowza! Get paid, King Carlos! Roy Halladay's now a Detroit Tiger. Did not see that coming. At least he won a ring with the Phillies. Jack McDowell and Tody Garrett to the Phillies. For Halladay, Van Buren, Pumphrey, and Tomokazu Ooka. Man, there's a lot of weird deals going on. Chris Woodward heads to his second organization in as many days. This offseason, Ironmeister is tourist. Okay, that's a familiar name. That's a very good-looking prospect. Mariners with a bit of a steal. Then again, they give up Chris Reitzma, who looks like he could be a solid pitcher. The Phillies sent Chris Carpenter. Ooh, that's a very good option. McClaskey and Flores for Edgardo Alfonso. So the Phillies have basically pushed their chips in and said, try me. Look at this team. I think the Braves finally have some competition. This is an NL beast of a club. Wow. Phillies have added 9.7 wins above replacement this offseason, mostly through the trade market. And I'm just sitting here like, well, all my money is spent. I can't do any of this. Padres want Tanton, but they're willing to send us Miguel Ojeda. Okay. How does he compare to the catchers I already have, though? That is not the catcher. That is. I mean, Mad Max is basically spent. Once his contract is up, I'm not anticipating keeping him. Really, Jason Phillips should be getting the bulk of the starts now. Phillips is also the better defender. Miguel Ojeda can play some third base too, which is interesting. I'm not sure I like giving up Tanton or Davis, so let's discuss. Is there one player I could make this work? No, I'm not giving you Bernie. Not in the same division, buddy. That's a no from me. Oh, not again. Thanks, Dave. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Quantrill wants more money. I mean, it's higher one-year deal. You're not getting 2 years salary, but sure. We'll try you out. More volume slider shifting. All right, so Daryl Kyle to the Mets. Mets, what are you doing? Are you trading away players or trading for players? What is this? Still can't believe we got that kind of AAV. If Maddox wasn't fragile, I'd say we could go get him. Hey Alex, do you want to give up being a starting pitcher and come bat for us? Let's take a look at the batters. Default. So yeah, I think we're, you know what, Cornelio Garcia, I'm on board with bringing him in. Phil Clark still is showing as a two-way guy. Ray Durham. Hunter. Okay, Brett Boone's an interesting option. How does 550 sound? Offer him a minor league option. That's a handy way to increase the floor. I also kind of like Scott Richardson here. Oh my goodness, okay. There, we basically just only offered minor league contracts to a whole bunch of guys to try and refresh the farm. I mean, no harm in just not accepting the minor league deals. Not money we have to pay out. Richardson in particular looks like he could be fun as a middle infielder option. It'll be him or Brett Boone who actually gets the spot. I can't play at the top level of this. I mean, Randa would be really neat. Him or Tommy. That's not terrible. Where's Tommy? What's he asking for? That may be our one big buy. Go get a longer-term third baseman, unless there's someone who comes up in free agency next year. Yeah, Randa definitely seems like the bat that would play better. Although his defense isn't as good. At this point, I think I'm not going to bother. Alright, let's take a look at the... Yeah, that was a free agent signing that blew up in your face. Greer is looking for a home. Sean Hearn. Ooh, Robin Ventura's on the trading block. That I could get behind. Hey look, it's Bill Miller. Yeah, he did not pan out at all. That's... From 97, when he put up 1.4 wins above replacement, to Mao minus 1. And David Bell still putting up minuses. I don't get these guys. Why are they so bad? Ratings-wise, they should be better. Alright, so let's talk with the White Stockings and see if we can't add Robin Ventura. Oh, they'll take just about anyone. They just want to get rid of the guy. Okay. I don't want this to be like an absolute oversell. But given that Emil Brown is... Emil's our fourth outfielder. Monte Brown, Colangelo, no. Travis Gray. I do not like his batting profile. Alright, let's see if we can bilk them for anything else. See what I mean about making sure we just have cash available or budget available to do deals? Alright, they're not willing to eat too much money. We have to throw in more than just Travis Gray. Who else is on their roster we could pick up? I mean, they're getting rid of Robin Ventura because they have Adrian Beltre sitting there waiting. Alfonso Soriano. Old-face Craig Counsell. Good to see him again. Carl Pavano as a ground baller starter. Dave Roberts, pinch hitter type, no. Alright, let's see if we can offload Max. Alright, now they want Colangelo or Bloomquist. Alright, so what if we just say... Alright, so they don't want to eat Colangelo. So they want us to eat the whole $4 million for this 1 year of Robin Ventura. Is he truly going to be the difference maker over Steve Martin? Is the question. Like, if we're going to trade for a third baseman, let's trade for someone who's actually available beyond this season. Dodgers listen in for Derek Lee. Nope. Not going to be able to pry Ramirez or Pujols. Interesting player profile for Scott Rowland. Hall of Famer Scott Rowland, I should point out. Oakland doesn't want to give up their big contract in Jason Giambi. Gloss is an interesting choice, but yeah, that's why Giambi's over at first now. Does Travis Fryman move the needle? I was coveting him before. Yeah, not giving up Colangelo. Eey, everyone wants him. How much would Yuka love us if we got Mike Lowell? No. Not trading away Colangelo. Hey, La Boomstick! Thank you for the resubscription! The next English Redacted stream. So the next one will be August 8th. So just after the long weekend at 5 a.m. Eastern. And then the next one, which you may recognize someone on, will be August 20th at midnight. Wink. Aaron Boone is an interesting option. No, I'm not giving up Bloomquist or Colangelo. I mean, Ventura really is one of the best options out there. Wow, Koski got signed to a big honkin' deal, even though he's never quite replicated that 8-win season. Yeah, his peak was very peaky, and he's been declining since. Not giving up, you know what, let's shop Maxudian. Happy to eat salary if we can actually get something of value for Mad Max. 1 year of Fred McGriff, 2 years for David Cohn, who's a jerk. Carlos Baerga, who basically is Steve Martin, but worse. What if we retained 100%? Okay, now we're seeing some better deals. Yes, we are taking it on the chin, but... The guy they just signed, Daryl Kyle. I'm not seeing any deals that really strike my fancy, especially not for eating all the money on Mad Max. Not sure I like Jay Bell once he moved to Anaheim. Okay, so Mad Max is going to be sticking around, but what we are going to do is not force start him. So Jason Phillips will get the bulk of the starts at catcher. I'm okay with that. Besides, you know, it's Mad Max, fan favorite. Maybe he can have a bounce back year. Beloved in this town. I also don't want to add too many salary commitments in case Griffey wants to opt out. Who are the upcoming free agents? Wow, old man Terry Pendleton still kicking it. Martin, yeah. Sexton, who just signed this offseason. Ed Sprague Jr., remember him? Flowers. This bugs me. I don't want to give up Colangelo. I'm willing to make a deal for someone. I just don't want it to be... What view is this? Oh, neat. I actually want it to be advantageous, though. Someone with like a 2-year left deal would be ideal. Not... Okay, Loduca's an interesting option because he would actually be our new starting catcher. Keep going back to Fryman. Or Valentin. Okay, that might be the move. Both these guys have 2 years remaining. I wouldn't keep them at shortstop. So I don't need the big range. Valentin could learn third base. and eats lefties alive, which I love. Yeah, let's talk with Oakland and see if they'll accept a deal for John Valentin. That's not a no. Okay, so getting rid of Bernie will suck. I get that. Adding Valentine, though, will help. How much do I want my team to hate me? Alright, let's not do that. Let's see if we can do a swap a deal with Mike Max. And let's add in a prospect. I mean, we also have the Rule 5 pick coming up soon. Or draft coming up soon. Will they be interested in a Saul Rivera? No. They really want Bloomquist or Bernie, eh? Who's the other guy? It was Fryman over on the Mets, who are now marked as rebuilding. Always headed for Martinez. Ah, no trade clause. Mark Bellhorn, who was basically Steve Martin, but better. Uh-oh, what's Sizemore injured with? Fractured ankle. I mean, we've got some good outfield prospects coming up. Just not seeing it. Alright, Milwaukee, what do you got? Very expensive Dave Nilsson. Davey Cruz, no. Brett Gates, no. Alright, Pendleton's on Atlanta. Right. So who the heck do they have playing third base? Rick Gillespie. That would explain it. Diamondbacks are still in rebuilding mode. Amado's a very interesting prospect. Wouldn't play in the third, though. Alright, if I send you Baerga, they'll take just about anyone. They just want to be out from that contract. How much money can we get them to eat? Love for this to be money neutral. There we go. So now we can offer in a nothing prospect like CJ Thomas. Niles. All right, I think we got ourselves a deal here. As much as I hate to lose Mike Maxudi, and I feel like we can get a second catcher a little bit better. Ditto for getting rid of Johnny Mac, but I can find guys like him anywhere. The only question is, does Baerga truly play third base better than Steve Martin? That's definitely a lot better. Arm's a little bit weaker. No, I can't do this deal. The Ventura thing. Maybe I gotta go back and look at that. Alright, bunch of people responding to my minor league offers. Good, good. That's not a no, though. Margot could be a decent reliever, but I feel like those are dime a dozen. I'm willing to move him. Alright, so we only need a little bit of Maxudian to get Robin Ventura. Boom. Fans are upset that we lost Maxudian, but they're happy we got Robin Ventura. So Steve Martin now becomes our utility guy, which I'm okay with. And now we need a second catcher. And there's plenty of them out on the market. One of which I already offered a deal to, Greg Colbrun. Okay. We can swing big deals too now. I get this. Hopefully Robin Ventura doesn't blow up in my face like Ken Caminiti did. Plus, if he does well, maybe he'll sign an extension. 8 Golden Gloves, including last season. So we got ourselves a defensive stud over at third. We got a new, more defensively minded catcher in Jason Phillips. I feel a little more comfortable about how the offseason's going now. Whole lot of free agents still out there. Shame that we didn't get Kevin Randa, but whatever. Be interesting to see where everyone else goes. I'll take the Type A pick for letting O'Coin walk. Alright, any of these guys, Rule 5 eligible. Ibar, don't care. Barcello, I don't think he plays. You know what, we've got the 40-man spot. Let's protect Sutton just so we have a second catcher. nobody else really matters. Interesting signings. Kurt Schilling going to the Tampa Bay Rays for $6 million. Wow. Rays suddenly spending money. Kevin Young to the Brewers for 3 years. Cal Eldred to the Giants. Great, we can get rid of him. Scott Sanders, hey, familiar face, to the Toronto Blue Jays on a 1-year deal. Chris Nabholz. They better hope the UCL heals. Get to the Rule 5 draft. Whole lot of relievers being signed. $1.36 million for Turlicek. I don't think he moves anyone from our bullpen out. I think we've really built a strong bullpen, and I am excited to see how it plays out. I think if anything, what worries me is Paul Wilson, and if we need to move him to the bullpen in favor of, like, Bartolo Colon. I think that may be what we do. We demote Storebrand Ace. So no, he's not a captain, but now he's a spark plug, which we don't have. Alright, Rule 5. I mean, he'll play for the, he'll compete for a starting job. Not seeing anyone in the Rule 5 that really catches my eye pitchers-wise. Hey, it's Miguel Batista! I mean, he was worth 1.6 wins above replacement for our club back in 1998 when we won the whole shebang. Just a shame to see him on this list. Let's take a look at the batters. Sexton's an interesting option if we want to make him a super utility guy, because he can play second, third, and short. And that way we can send down Johnny Mac. Milton Bradley as our 5th outfielder? Okay, that could work. Barcelo's gone. Ooh, that's a good trade. Christy Rosa. Bill Anderson for Eddie Furness and Mike Mayers. Piat goes to the Twins. Marcelo to the Cardinals. So who do we get? Bradley? I mean, we've got Warren Morris and Steve Martin as utility guys, along with Johnny Mac. We've got 5 outfielders with Colangelo and Brown. If anything, I think it'd be Warren Morris who we send down. So yeah, let's go grab Chris Sexton. Sexton, sorry. I think that's going to be the only pick we made. Oh man, who's still picking here? Alright. Brewers decided to just pick everyone. So adding Sexton means that Warren Morris can be demoted. I mean, Sexton is a 3-time Golden Glover. Just that last year was atrocious with the Texas Rangers. So we Rule 5'd him. Let's get into next year and see if there aren't any smaller players we can pick up. Alright, Colbrin joins our minor league team. Dorlac does as well. Alex Gordon. We are just going to move you over to right field. You will never pitch again as long as I have anything to say about it. So we got a supplemental first-round pick because Derek O'Coin signed with the Rangers. I'll take that. So now we have the 18th and 26th picks in the draft. That's awesome. I know my owner's going to be pissy about it, but whatever. Everyone wants Colangelo. I gotta, like, put him on a do not touch list. Cal Ripken Jr. continues to play. This time for Toronto, he's gonna go chase a championship. Bob Wickman to the Red Sox. Drabek to the Cubbies. Lyndon Rush to the Brewers. Heberling to the... that's an interesting deal. Keith Heberling to the Mariners. 2.3 wins above replacement for a reasonable salary. How come I didn't see him? Wanna bet on Perez? No. No, I think we're just gonna keep going. Fingers crossed Quantrill finally signs. Ooh, okay. Robert Saucedo. As a catcher, hey now. Mark Dobson, Paul Wilson, and Jason Phillips. So that resolves the issue of the whole Paul Wilson thing. I don't like getting rid of Jason Phillips, though. I do like adding Saucedo as our new primary catcher first baseman. Or at least letting him compete. So let me drop that, drop Dobson. I have to trade away Jason Phillips in order to get Saucedo, and I have to eat 80% of Wilson's money. They're equivalent catchers. If anything, Saucedo is slightly better. Better runner, too. And has first base eligibility. Okay, let's go back and let's talk about this. I don't want to eat as much money. Oh, interesting. Okay. The deal they offered is not a deal they will accept in turn. I think we got to do this deal then. Oh, Salcido's pissy about it. Great. Dobson is a lottery ticket. But I think we found our new catcher. I like the 55 home run potential. We can always call up one of Joe Sutton or Colbrun. I think it'll be Colbrun who gets the call up. Unless there's someone on the waiver wire as a catcher. Yeah, not worth it. Yeah, so we'll call Colbrun up. We'll send, we'll let Johnny Mac play it out. Interesting profile on Colbrun compared to Saucedo, but hopefully the two of them can, like, exchange notes, figure out how to play. All right, Sean Bryant to the Mets, Roberto Hernandez to the Reds. We'll need to call someone up. Oh no, that's Quantrill's spot. Right. Metallico to the Pirates, Nagy to the Orioles. Wow. Another familiar face, Stan Belinda to the Padres. And I'm just sitting here waiting for smaller deals to come in. We actually have a surprising amount of money sitting available for us. No, I don't like shells. Alright, so we got Cornelio Garcia. He'll compete for a spot. We also have B.H. Kim, who's slowly growing in power. And could be a piece of this team. Tom Candiotti to the White Sox for basically a rental. I'm not sure I like that move. I don't see any other, Yeah, I got nothing else that I would want to sign. Maybe another starting pitcher, but those are kind of expensive. And we just added Moore and Colon and Connor. Man, they really want to get rid of Shows for some reason. I mean, a 40 PBAP will not play with our club. Let's be real here. How do I tell the Diamondbacks GM to leave me the leap alone? Roll a clue, buddy. Trying to keep some money available in case we need to add during the season. Hey, we got Paul Quantrill. Tim Morrell and Luis Lopez for Eric Ireland. Okay, I can possibly get behind that. Good Canadian kid, the pride of London, Ontario. I kind of want to put him in the rotation. He may end up there anyway. Yeah, that should be enough money to be able to keep Ken Griffey Jr. Let's go back to that deal. The Padres. I mean, Morel is exactly the kind of a guy we should be adding to our rotation. And his contract lines up nicely with ours. 2.6 million is actually really good for a 4-war player. Top 100 prospect, though. Let's discuss this. Don't care about Lopez. I am, however, very interested in Morgan Ensberg. Throw in a John McDonald. I mean, Eric Ireland is basically the same dude as Pablo Ortega. I mean, Ensberg is basically Stevie Martin too, but I get the sense that he might actually be able to deliver on his promise. Anyone else from the Padres we'd want to add, though? Fuentes. No, I'm not seeing it. Man, Padres, what happened to you? Any other BABIP dudes that I need to watch for. Joe Cotton, no, he's fly ball. Lunam seems like an interesting option. No, I think this is the deal. Sacrificing another pitching prospect, yes. But for a 23rd third rounder from 1995, I think he's coming up on... yeah, he almost was Rule 5 eligible. I think we're gonna do this deal. Tim Morrell now becomes our ace. Love it. Slowly getting rid of all of our fly ball pitchers. Greg Maddux to Minnesota. Wow. 8.6 million over 5 years. Wow. Good deal. So Minnesota's fashioning themselves a halfway decent club now. They added Jim Thome on a free agent contract. Sweetheart deal, too. Carlton Fisk and George Brett are in the Hall of Fame. A lot of people getting dropped. Dave Steve, mercifully not one of them. Neither is Fernando Valenzuela. Yay. Okay, we haven't lost as much as we've gained, but replacing Paul Wilson with Tim Morrell, I think, is the right move. Let's get to next month. There may still be some guys we can skim and sign. Barry Larkin stays in Toronto. Interesting. Kim for... Oh, get out of here with the Brian Shows. Not interested. Leave me alone. Alright, Brett Boone will be joining the club as a potential bench bat. Possibly the same for Scott Richardson. Crazy amount of trades going on right now. Ivan Rodriguez is heading to the Texas Rangers where he belongs. I do see FKN is up and running. Fluffy Kitty Ninjas, Kamish LB. That will be our raid destination once I get to and through spring training. So it's a shame we're losing Store Brand Ace, but he wasn't the same after that arm injury. We have to make sure that we're armed up in order to keep competing with the Phillies. And actually having good starting pitching will help. Like Tavares is gone, Wilson is gone. We got a budget increase. Scott Richardson stays with the club. let's max out our development budget, our scouting budget. I mean, Burrows is just outside the top 100. I expect he will be the future replacement for some of the guys I traded away. Draft budget, let's bump that up. Now it's time to skim and scoop and see who's available. Like, hello, Jimmy Hayes. Okay, make up your mind. Haynes could be worthwhile. 0.6 wins above replacement. Borderline starter. I like his pitch mix. And I do like the fact that he is a ground baller. Yeah, Tavares doesn't want to give us the time of day anymore. Then there's Tim Rumor. Outspoken, though, but... yeah, I'm not sure I want to sign a Type B. Does Churlichek make this team over Connor? He's out of our beers. Stein still has 2 RBers, so Stein's also really darn good. I don't think we need to sign any more pitchers. Take a look at the batter side and see if there's anyone who stands out as a potential steal. Kevin Mitchell needs a DH spot, not a spot on our team. Ellis Burks as an additional outfielder. Sure. Broch has finally put it together in a few seasons for Kansas City. It was never that good for us, aside from his debut season. So a couple more minor league deals on their way. Joe Randa to the Padres. Tim Salmon to Oakland. Chris Hoyles to the Red Sox. Jimmy Haynes and Ellis Burks have joined our spring training invitees. So let's go invite the folks. Ismael Valdez onto the 60-man DL. Morel Morris, Brown, Cologne, Connor. Ooh, that's a good-looking rotation. Quantrill as closer. Interesting. Not sure if I like it, the choice over Almonte or Dickey, but it's just spring training, we'll see. Yeah, I want Bernie in left. Colburn getting the starts over Saucedo is interesting, but every third game, okay. Yeah, let's see how this team holds together. Hoping for training, hoping for no injuries. We were surprisingly active this off-season. But I do like the makeup of our revised pitching rotation. Cologne, Morris, Worrell. Washburn has been moved into the bullpen. Okay, that's fun. Sasaki. Ratings drop. Valdez. Eh. Hey, Pablo Ortega might finally be a piece of this team. Oh, geez, Dickey got knocked around. That's not good. Cologne's movement went up, though. Almonte looks better. Saucedo's taken a step back. Great. Just after I traded for him. Nick Green. I like the way he looks. Alright, let's get to the blank day and start making some cuts. White Sox signed Chuck Knobloch. Ah, good. Bernie's already learning how to play left field. And great! Colangelo needs to go on the shelf. Depth. Organizational depth is important. Quantrill's an interesting option as closer, but I'm willing to give him a shot. Alright, Sasaki looks like he's gone backwards. Kim may be ready to play, though. I will be pissed if I wasted the one good season of, what's his nuts? Sasaki. Alright, who else goes down? Dingman. Dingman is about to be waived. I think we're going to send down Washburn and give him a chance to stretch out in the minors. Everyone else, keep doing what you're doing. Alright, take a look at the batting stats. Has anyone played themselves out of a job? Mensch, for one. Cornelio Garcia. Let's send down Warren Morris as well. All right, let's see how that looks. We've made a lot of changes to this club. And I'm curious to see how it'll all pan out. By the way, speaking of things panning out, the Chiba Pirates 2026 season is not going so hot, but we're still within shouting distance of a playoff spot. So what you can do is tune in on Saturday to the Saturday Seafarers, and if you do, there will be a Mob Your Bob giveaway because it is the first stream of the month. In addition to the regular Mob Your Bob packs that you can win, I'm also going to add in an additional question so that way you can win a custom Out of the Park uniform set from me. Yukarin Kazami has donated her uniforms that you can get by subscribing, in addition to those awesome emotes. So, yeah. Free to the winners. Okay, so draft pool time. Greek God of Walks. Oh my. Oh, he'd be a fun get. David Wright. A lot of good third basemen this year. Robinson Cano. I've never heard of this guy. Diamondbacks. Okay, that would explain it. Yeah. Okay. If we can somehow get him, Joey Bats. Nelson Cruz would be a fun get. Joe Mauer. Oh. So I thought we were getting a compensation pick, weren't we? Oh yeah, got bumped to the second round because Ivan Rodriguez signed with the Giants. So we're projected to get Brett Harper. Ooh. That's an interesting profile. I would much rather get Aaron Heilman though. Hey, there's Big Boss! Shinjo! Oh, that'd be a fun ad. Let's get to the next gap day in the schedule. Manifest no injuries. I'll say this. I don't know if it's just because we're in spring training ballpark, but we haven't had players blown out like we have in the past. Dickey, back tightness, so we'll just put him on the shelf for now. That'll probably help us make some decisions. Mike Colangelo, Party Dude's going to be coming back soon. got to be making our final cuts. Haynes has done really well so far. Dorlac has not. So let's send him down. Ditto for Patterson. And once again for Ortega. But hey, BH Kim looks pretty good. Quattro, buddy. Thin ice. So I put Colburn on the 40-man, but I don't think he's actually going to play. Sutton heads down. Richardson has played himself out of a starting job, so promote. Ensberg's done well. Boone's done pretty decent too, come to think about it. Let's send Ensberg down. Let's make sure we rest him up. Sexton's been kicking Heine. Okay. Neil Brown wants to keep his job. Ludwig and Ralph are going down. All right. One cut left on both sides. And then I have to adjust the schedule for the upcoming MLB season because this is me. I want to make sure that when stuff comes up, we get it right. For example, this Mets versus Cubs game, not actually taking place in Citi Field, no. You know where this takes place? In the land of the rising sun. That's right. I imported in Tokyo Dome. Ballpark 236. Both those games take place in Tokyo Dome. And then the rest of the season starts on April 3rd. So Blake Stein has made... Oh, yeah, right. With Colangelo back, Emil still has option year, so Emil and Marcus... Or Emil and Ellis are going to be competing for a final roster spot. Great! That fixes the pitching issue. Matt Morris, torn labrum, partially torn labrum. So glad I traded for him. Yes, so glad. So very, very glad. There's your starters. There's your 12 pitchers for opening day. Worrell, Brown, Cologne, Connor, and Stein. Wow. Quantrill in the bullpen. Almonte and Haynes. Way to go, Jimmy. You made it to the roster. $760K. Whatever. Worth it. Michelli, Ortiz, Byung-Hyun Kim. Welcome to the 40-man. And Tim Davis as our lone lefty in the entire pitching staff. Possible issue. Do I care? No. Alright, so who survived? I think it's going to be Ellis Burks. Burke's down. There's our 5 reliever, or 5 outfielders. Is it Boone or is it Martin? I mean, ideally it'd be Ventura, but not Sexton. We're keeping him. It's going to be Boone. Steve Martin wins the job. And Colburn wound up getting his job back. Good to see. It'll be great when Matt Morris is healthy. So glad I made these trades. So glad. Yes. Love it. But hey, Tim Worrell's been kicking butt. Opening day starter. Alright, I am running long and I haven't eaten dinner yet. So let me see who else is streaming and then we will raid into them. While this league stats calculates. So like I said, you'll see me next on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, as per usual. We're raiding into Fluffy Kitty Ninjas from here. Time is precious, and I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend some of yours with me today. Firage, take us out. See you Saturday!